Yeah, it's a great regional meet. With the regional Division Ones coming in, Gonzaga, I'm sure will bring down a pretty good distance crew, but WSU, Idaho, and ourselves have a tremendous group of athletes that will put on a very good show Friday afternoon, Friday night. We're looking forward to it because it is an easier road trip, an hour and a half down to Moscow. The athletes will be able to get to class on Friday, not miss class, maybe one or two classes, but by the majority will be in good shape in terms of not missing school and getting down to compete. Yeah, I'm very excited about getting both men's and women's 4x4s on the track. Definitely by design. Last weekend was kind of our immersion into the indoor season, and the indoor tracks being a little bit smaller. The radius of the curves are a bit smaller. I'm very leery about over racing our athletes. So this weekend they will just be, majority will be, we're running men's and women's 4x4. There'll be a few people running individual events in the 60 and the 200. However, we are putting on our A teams in the 4x4 for the men and A team for the 4x4 in the women's team. I was looking at the results of the other Big Sky teams last week, and we talked about that at practice yesterday, the early season marks that they've posted and what we think we'll need to post to get into the fast heat in Pocatello at the Big Sky Championships. And both groups are poised to put themselves in that position for the championships, and we'll take that first step Friday night down in Moscow. Well, we're excited about that as well. The Idaho's, I always thought that was one of the strongest programs they had going into the WAC conference when they joined the WAC. And then the rest of their sports kind of were trying to catch up with what the track program had established. And Coach Phipps has continued to put together great teams, great performances as their university has gone through their conference shuffles, and it will be a good indicator for where they're going to stand in the Big Sky Conference, because they will host the indoor Big Sky Conference Championships in about 2 years. So I know it's maybe not forefront in his thought this weekend, but the university athletic department certainly love hosting championships of that caliber as much as we are. When we get the outdoor championships next year, you get 11 universities on one site. That's a great thing. Very much so, and the training is going to reflect that. The meet in Seattle last weekend was our first meet coming off the Christmas break, and I think reacclimating to the academic schedule and the training schedule for the team. And the marks that were posted, majority of the marks, from whatever area, from our jumpers, our throwers, our distance, and our sprinters and hurdlers, we're at a level that we're far ahead of where we were at this point last year. And the team is very excited about that. After the meet, we're saying, I was half a second faster, or I was an inch or two higher in the high jump, whatever it might have been. So I think we were definitely going to add marks, or if they already get in a good position in terms of ranking, moving up to the top spot, because there are a couple of individual events in the conference where individuals have posted national qualifying marks already, and so our athletes are looking to get in and try and match up with that group, and we have individuals who are going to do that. As many venues, basketball courts are set up inside the track. Idaho does as much as they can to minimize obstructing the view of the races, but it's a track we love to compete on in the straightaways and on the oval. We have good marks that have stood up over time, so we enjoy going down, and that's why I think you'll see the Washington State, Idaho love bringing their athletes into that facility as well, because they know the competition and the venue are going to produce really good marks, as well as in the high jumps. My favorite place to high jump. That opinion may not be shared by the jumpers, but again, you look at the marks over the number of years, and that's pretty solid testimony to it being a great facility to host a track meet. I think our team balance, that's one of the things Coach Mecklenburg and I have worked hard on over the years, is to really get good team balance. We feel like we have that. If we look at those 16 qualifying marks, they're not throws heavy, they're not jumps heavy, they're representatives from the sprints, the jumps, throws, and their distances, and that's going to continue to be our trend, and we think that's one of our steps in being a top tier team in the Big Sky Conference.